In this class we are going to understand about this reference variable. Okay, so this is a predefined keyword in Java. It is a predefined keyword in what? Java. So this reference variable is an alternate name of what? Calling object of the method. What do you mean by this statement? Let us understand with the help of an example. Let us take one small example here. Class A, assume this is what? Class A, assume. Okay, there is one method present here. So public void, let's say that the method is what? Some x method is present. Okay, x method is present. Okay, now I create an object ob is equal to new of a class. Like this one object I have created. So ob is a reference variable and this is what? An object. Assume that. Okay, the object address is 1001. Let's say this 1001 is stored here. Okay, see, this 1001 is nothing but it's an address of an object. Okay, therefore let's say that if you want I can also create some variable integer a, let's say that. Okay, therefore a is a variable created inside the object. Now this x method that I am going to call by using this particular ob.x method I am calling. Got it? Therefore what happens here, it is this particular, okay, this particular is a method. Okay, this x method is now calling by ob. Now ob is called as, in my view I am saying that it is a calling object. Calling object because it is the object that is calling the x. Okay, so therefore what happens here, it is, let's say that let us say that what happens here, it is whenever an object calls a method, whenever an object calls a method, what generally happens here, it is the JVM creates this reference variable. It creates what? This reference variable and stores with the reference of ob. What is the ob reference? Is 1001. This 1001 will be stored, means pointing to this one. Okay, so like this reference variable stores the reference address of calling object of what? Method. This is what is the meaning of the statement that what I am explaining over here. Okay, right, fine. Now therefore this is the actual object. This is what? Actual object. Okay, actual object variable, actual object variable. Okay, actual object variable. Then this is actual object variable. Okay, this is what? Alternate, I say what? It is an alternate of, okay, alternate of, okay, object, alternate name of object, I can say that alternate name of object. Got it? So where you can use this particular this where you can use, let's say that. Okay, let us now understand. So here an object is called here, let's say that. Okay, ob is calling this particular thing. So can I write now please like this? Ob alternate name is what? This, I can say alternate name is what? This. Okay, now into this a I want to store what? One value I want to store into the a variable. So up to now we have written what? A is equal to 10 we have written. Yes, this is correct. So by default this a is considered from the calling object. Who is the calling object? ob is the calling object. So from this particular calling object variable it will store the 10. Okay, so implicitly it will consider, internally it will consider a is an instance variable of the class, like that. But explicitly I want to specify the object name. This ob object name I want to specify. So we cannot write ob.a is equal to 10. This is wrong. Why? Because ob is a variable which is present outside the class. So this ob we cannot access here. Therefore this is error. This is error. But instead of ob I can use what? This is a global reference variable which can be accessed in any method. Therefore I can use this dot a is equal to 10. That's correct. Okay, so this is what? Implicit accessing of instance variable. This is what? Explicit accessing of instance variable. So we are telling to the JVM that a belongs to this. This means what? The current object. Who is the current object? Is ob is the current object. So a belongs to this current object and stored with what? 10. So like this we can access the instance variables inside the class, okay, directly. This is called as implicit accessing of instance variable. But when we come to this particular thing, it is called as explicit accessing. Please, explicit accessing. This is what happens here. It is okay. Explicit accessing. Sorry. Okay, explicit accessing. So this is what you have to notice. Okay, this is nothing but it is an alternate name of the object. Alternate of the object. Which object? The calling object of that method only. Okay, so as the X is called by the OB, therefore now OB's alternate is this. Now this can be used inside this particular method. Okay, once it is end of the method, please note, once the method is completed, this reference variable will be automatically deleted. Okay, this automatically deleted. Okay, this is what happens. Here it is, right? So let me show you an example program over here. Let's say that. So what happens here? It is now you can say right now I want to access this particular variable using this keyword. So I can write this keyword, this dot ename. Okay, here also I can write this dot ename. No problem. You can access it. There is no problem at all. Okay. So now I am creating an object. See, I am creating an object to the employee class. Right. Let me say first of all. Okay, employee class is there. There we have a variable called as ename. So setter method is there. That is setter method which is used to assign the value to this particular ename. Okay. And one print ename method is there, print method which is printing the ename. Okay, so if you remove this keyword, this is called as implicit accessing of the instance variable. Okay, and if you remove this particular I can say that it is an implicit accessing of instance variable. But you can also access what? Explicitly. This you can write it, no problem. Okay, this you can also write it. When you have tried this compulsorily, I will tell you, don't bother about that. But this is how the instance variables can be accessed by using this reference variable. Okay, right. Now we are creating an object of this particular class. So let me show you here. So this one object is created, EOB. So let's say that EOB is a reference variable created. Okay, and to this employee class memory is assigned. Okay, employee class is assigned. Therefore, what is the employee class contains? The variable called as ename. Okay, ename. And whose address? Assume that 909, and here is stored with 909. Okay, fine. Now let me change the color. Okay, I'll change the color. Right, let's say that. Okay, now I am calling EOB.setName of king. Okay, king will be passed to this ename1, which is assigned to this dot ename. So what is this, please? As this particular set ename is now calling by EOB object. Okay, therefore the JVM creates the JVM. What does the JVM do? The JVM creates this reference variable. So it is going to create this reference variable and stores with this EOB object address here. So what's the EOB is 909. So it is going to store 909 pointing to this one. Okay, so this is what ename king will be passed here, and that will be assigned to this dot ename. This dot ename is this one. Okay, here this dot ename is stored with what? King. That's it. Okay, king it is storing with. Fine. Now I want to print that particular ename. So EOB dot print ename. That's it. Ename. Now what happens in this case? The ename will be called here. It is going to print now here also. It is going to say that what? This dot ename. So what's the this dot ename is? This dot ename is king. It is going to print. Is it okay? Right. So if you run this program, let us say that this is what happens. Here it is. Okay. I got the answer. Right. So let me close this output. Okay. Now I got this particular thing. Right. So what is happening here? It is like this. The instance variables, okay, can be accessed explicitly by using this. So this is nothing but it is an alternate of the object. Got it clear? Right. Fine. Now let us understand here. Okay, let us understand here. Suppose what happens if I give this parameter as ename. See immediately what happens. Let us say that. Okay. Now this ename, this is a parameter. This is a parameter of this particular method. Okay. The parameter of the method and the instance variable of the class have what? Same name. See here, same names are present. Okay. In that case, if I am not using this, what happens? Let us understand what happens. Okay, what happens? Let us say that here also I remove. Okay, what happens in this case? Now what does this ename refers? This ename refers to the parameter only. This ename refers to the parameter only, not the instance variable. Okay, so therefore when you call the set ename with king value, the king is passed to this parameter and assigns to the same parameter. This variable only it will store, but it does not assign to the ename. Means this ename is not assigned with any value. So here it is not stored with the value. Okay, it is not stored with the value. So end of the method get back. Now when I say eob.print ename, the print ename is equal to ename. So as there is no parameter here, there is no local parameter. Now this ename is going to refer this particular instance variable. So what is the value of this instance variable? Now it is going to print is nothing is present. Nothing means null it is going to print. If nothing is present, it is going to print what? Null. Okay. So if you see here, let me run the program and you see now you got the output is ename is equal to null. Because nothing is stored in this instance variable. Inside the object, this instance variable is not stored with any value. Okay. So what I would like to say here it is, so when the reference, when the parameter of the method, okay, the parameter of the method and instance variable of the class have same names, it is compulsory to use, okay, it is compulsory to use this reference variable to access the instance variable. Okay. So therefore now this is going to give the clear answer. Okay. For example, let's say that now eob dot set ename of king. King is passed to this parameter ename. Okay. So ename is stored with what? King. Okay, fine. Now that king ename value is assigned to what? This dot ename. This means what? So this is nothing but alternate name of what? eob. Okay, so this means 909. So this particular object is now ename is stored with what? The king. So therefore here is going to store with what now? King. This is okay. Now end of this particular method and get back. So like this we can access parameters and the instance variables separately. Okay, separately we can access by using what? This we can access instance variable, and by default it can access what? The parameters. Okay. Now when I say eob.print ename, now the print ename method is going to print the ename value. The ename value is what? King it is going to print now. So this is what happens with it. So got the answer now, right? So therefore I repeat, okay, when we have to use this compulsorily, when the instance variables and the parameters have same name inside the method, okay, the instance variables can be accessed using this reference variable. Okay, or generally, in general also you can use this place. In general also you can use this to access the instance variable. Okay, so you got the same answer. You understand now, right? So this is what I mean by this reference variable. So let me give you the notes. This reference variable can be used to access instance variables of class explicitly inside methods. This reference variable stores reference address of calling object of method. Okay, this reference variable should be used only inside the methods of class of, okay, except static methods. So static methods, inside the static methods we cannot use what? This reference variable. Okay, so we are going to we will understand this particular topic in the coming classes. Okay, right. So when the local variable of method, local means here local variable or parameter, okay, parameter variable of method. So when local or parameter variable of method and instance variable of class have same names, okay, then instance variable can be accessed. Okay, instance variable should be accessed, okay, should be accessed explicitly using this keyword. Okay, so this is what happens with this. So this is another example I can also give you here. So employee class contains ename and emp number. So here I am explaining one thing, please understand carefully. Here I am writing setter method for setting the values to two variables at a time. Okay, set ename and emp number. Okay, here the parameter is ename, here the parameter is what? Emp number. Therefore this parameter name and this particular instance variable have same names. This parameter and this instance variable have same names. Therefore the instance variables we are accessing by using what this and the parameters we can access directly here, ename and emp number. Okay, and when print ename and employee number, here print method is printing what, the two instance variable values at the same time, like ename and emp number. Okay, right, now we are creating an object of employee class, and we are setting the ename and emp number king, and 1005 will be passed here and assigns to ename and emp number. Okay, and here the print employee ename and emp number method is going to print the ename and employee number. Okay, so if you want, I can also give you the output of this particular program, control A, control V, and here I change to what, main PRG. Okay, right, let me run the program. This is the program output that you are getting. Okay, now, but if you give this, if you remove this particular this, what happens, please let me once again I'll tell you. Okay, it does not assign the value to the ename and emp number instance variable of the object. Okay, therefore you will get ename will be null and emp number will be 0, the default values will be getting. Okay, so right, this is what happens with the this. Is that clear? Okay, so we have completed about this reference variable.